Tremendous crowd tonight considering the weather. As Bob, you and I were talking about this before the game, we were wondering what this would do because this is the first game in about a month that we've had here. And although the attendance has been absolutely tremendous, it is a cold one tonight. As we will go ahead and pause for the playing of our national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the YouTube channel on ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Louisville Youth Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the guns bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
And welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field again as Louisville City playing host to the Charleston Battery alongside Bob Valvano and Jim Womble. And we'd like to thank everybody again from Charleston that might be joining us and anybody that's listening via the radio on ESPN 680 and 105.7.
I just realized we are going to have one little bit of confusion, and you're going to have to handle this very carefully. We are sitting opposite from where the game is telecast on the YouTube channel. So as we will see in the first half, for example, Louisville, as we look at it, will be moving from left to right. They'll be going from right to left if you're watching it. If we're describing it on the radio and you want to see it as we're seeing it, you're going to have it backwards. So I think what we'll try and do is tell everybody at the start, Louisville as we see it is going left to right, but we will describe it as near side and far side on the TV screen. How about that? So
Or anybody listening over the radio, you're just going to have to trust us.
You're just going to have to indulge us here. We'll see how that plays out. It's a chilly night. Wind is whipping a bit for the people who've been out here in the Louisville area. The field is laid out, if you've not been to one of the matches here. The field is laid out so that the corner is right on what essentially would be home plate. In fact, it is right on the corner of home plate. So the end line is essentially third baseline, and the right sideline is the first baseline. And if you want to visualize that in your mind, that would mean the wind right now looks like it's coming in almost straight from center field, maybe if anything a little right to left, which means that Louisville will be kind of playing into the wind in the first half. I don't know how much of a factor that'll be, but if it's such as it is, the wind is gusting a bit, and it'll be gusting in Louisville's face for this first half.
As the players are beginning to line up and take their positions, as well as Charleston is, as Louisville City is still getting last minute huddle at midfield as they are now beginning to line up.
I think it's very important Louisville get off to a solid start. They've laid off for a long time. It's their first trip to the playoffs. This is a franchise that has already won a playoff game, and they know that as recently as 2012, they were the league champions. So you certainly want to settle in early if you're Louisville and kind of get your feet underneath you. We'll see if they're able to do that in the first 5 minutes. Charleston would love to put some early pressure on Louisville here in these first minutes.
We're mere moments away, and we are underway as Louisville City will start off with possession as they are in the home purple, and on the YouTube channel they are going from right to left, and the Charleston Battery in the away red will be going from left to right. Those listening on to the radio, our other vantage point is Louisville City going the other way and Charleston coming the opposite way. As Charleston now with possession in the backfield. So they look to cross the halfway line, and now here's a chance. The flag stays down. Reynolds applying some pressure, and that will go out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Louisville City.
Dangerous ball early, and listen, I don't want to read too much into just the first possession, but Louisville looked really tense off that kickoff. They were the ball on 2 touches bounced much further away from the player than I'm sure they would have liked, and they wound up just kicking it straight out of bounds. Burke did for a turnover, and that was a dangerous ball played right there by Charleston.
As Goodwin sends that one upfield, and then intercepted by the battery. Louisville City will get it back now on the defensive third, and that ball headed back to Goodwin. And again, Charleston applying pressure, as a lot of teams that have played Louisville City have done so this year. So now that's Murad on the near side. And he sends that one upfield as Illick, excuse me, unable to corral it, and that one sent all the way back to Louisville's defensive third. So now Murad working with Quinn. Quinn sends it up along the near side up to Illick. Illick can't quite corral it, and he gets a foot back onto the ball, but that one will go out of bounds, but will stay with Louisville City.
Louisville's played a 4-5-1 for much of the year, with Fondy the lone striker up front. Today they're going with a 4-4-2, Illick and Fondy both up top.
So now that ball sent in off the throw-in, and that one sent miles out of bounds as Charleston will get the ball back in their defensive third. Sends that one upfield. A Louisville City player picks it off, trying to keep possession, and they get it back as West bounces it off a Charleston defender. That's Prince. Now Fondy gets it in the air off of the throw-in, and there's a whistle and a foul going against the battery.
Be a free kick here in a potentially dangerous spot. It looks like it'll be Aiden Quinn going to take the free kick on the left side, about 40 yards or so out.
As Aiden Quinn's backing up, lining this one up, waiting for the refs, okay, asking for the full yardage. Quinn sends this ball in.
Oh,
Keeper comes out of the net. It's not out of danger. Illick picks it up, but the battery able to clear it. Now the counter is on for Charleston for being stopped by Burke at midfield, and now it's Louisville City ball.
Cooper came out for that. I'm not sure if he was trying to catch it or punch it. I think he wasn't sure, and he absolutely airballed on it. And a good job by his defenders to get back and help him and at least put it out of harm's way. That could have been disastrous for Charleston.
As Burke sent that ball in, and Charleston able to deal with it. So now Charleston with the ball in the defensive third. Now working along the near side as that one is closed down by Adam West.
We're going to watch here at the stadium for a replay of the free kick. Quinn takes it with the left foot, and he comes out and just absolutely misses it completely, and it goes across to the far right side of the field, Louisville's offensive right side, and then Charleston able to put it out of danger. That was
very fortunate for Charleston.
Very fortunate indeed.
So now Louisville City was trying to get an attack started, was looking for Gadeem Dakers. They lose it, but they'll get it back in the midfield. So now Burke along the far side. Sends that one up, has Illick. Illick near the end line. And the flag is up, and that will be a foul going against the battery.
Wow, what an awkward spot to defend a free kick. This is maybe 6 yards off the end line, just outside the penalty box on the Louisville's offensive right side. So it's going to keep everybody on side here. This is going to be a lot of guys who can push up into the attack here. This is dangerous. This is like essentially a short corner kick.
As it looks like we've got Juan Guzman lining up to take this one. Excuse me, that might be Aiden Quinn, as Guzman was over there initially. Quinn.
6 guys in the box pushing up. There'll be a lot of opportunity here.
As Quinn takes the shot, and what a save by Cooper. As my goodness, that one had some power and strength and a lot of bend.
He took the left foot and just everybody up there offensively was basically playing for a rebound because he was putting that on goal. And Cooper tested early here in the 6th minute, makes a nice stop, pushes it out, and it'll be Louisville with a corner kick on the left, their offensive left side.
As Quinn lines up to take this one, he's got Dacres short. Quinn sends this one into the box, finds his man, headed in, not out of bounds yet. Still, West saves it to Fondy. Now Quinn outside the left side of the box, sends it in, looking for Reynolds.
Good pressure by Louisville there, though. And the crowd lets the players hear it. That was a nice little sequence, a good shot on goal, 2 tries off of the corner kick, and the second of those headed just wide. A lot of pressure by Louisville City here. Those on YouTube will be able to watch the replay here. This was the first shot and forced a difficult save for Cooper, and then we're watching the ensuing play. Quinn chips it in from the left side, and the header just goes wide.
During that replay, some tricky offensive plays by Charleston as Louisville City had to deal away with some nice short passing, and Charleston will get it off the throw-in. Holds on to the ball, and Charleston looking to switch fields. So that's now to Griffith, down to the middle of the field. Charleston backtracking a little bit. Now a chance along that far side, near side. So they look to backtrack once again, and now they're on the baseball diamond. This ball sent in, nobody home as Quinn's the only one, and he tries to clear it, but not very far.
Nice move.
Beautiful move by Chang.
And he's going to draw the foul just on the left sideline. Just popped it over the defender. And the defender, in order not to get beat by him, stuck a hand out and grabbed him. It'll be a free kick on the offensive left side for Charleston, just outside the penalty box.
Again, Chang with a beautiful, beautiful series of juggling to get by Brian Burke.
Dangerous ball here.
As now this ball sent into the box. Dangerous, it's headed up. And that one will go out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick to the Charleston Battery.
Yeah, Scotty Goodwin, Louisville's goalie, was already into his dive, ready to try and punch it. But one of his defenders got a head on it first and knocked it over the end line. They'll give them another corner kick here.
So it was Justin Portillo on that cross. And he'll also be taking the corner. And he whips this one in as well. And Fondy heads it off. Now Dacres got room and space. He's racing along the far side, slows down, has Guzman if he can get it to him, and cleared out nicely by Charleston. As Dacres had all kinds of room.
A beautiful job by Fondy, not only clearing it, but starting the counter.
So now Burke and Guzman working along the far side. Up to Dacres. Dacres turns his man, gets into the middle. Now Fondy back to Dacres with a chance. Dacres whips the ball across the box. Oh. Not out yet. As that falling to Niall McCabe, who just hit that over the frame. As a series of beautiful moves by Louisville City.
Started with a great counter. Really credit the defense getting back, because Kadeem Dacres was making a move, and they did a good job clearing it. Then Louisville got another opportunity. Dacres crosses it. McCabe comes in, tries to chip it on goal, and gets a little bit too much underneath it, puts it over the bar. A lot of offensive opportunities at both ends here in the first 10 minutes.
Still scoreless here, though. As those of you listening on ESPN 680 105.7, and now a semi-chance, but Sean Reynolds coming in and breaking that attempt up.
That was dangerous. That was very dangerous, actually. Reynolds came from the opposite side, kind of helped out his teammate, and cleared the ball out of danger, and that would have been basically a one-on-one with Scotty Goodwin.
So now the Battery working on their side of the field. So switch fields now to the near side. Over to Griffith. Griffith getting pressured. He loses it. Thanks to McCabe. Now to West. Now to Quinn over to Dacres in the middle of the field, and he's got Burke along the right side. Burke crosses in. Fondy flicks it to Illick. Illick with the chance. A nice defending by Charleston, but that will go out of bounds. It'll be another corner kick to Louisville City.
We're in the 11th minute. Louisville fans have known this very well. Their offensive right side, Burke and Dakers, have been like ham and cheese,
Batman
love
and
and
Robin.
marriage, Batman and Robin.
Which is kind of weird because Adam West isn't a part of that dynamic duo.
That's a good point.
Very unfortunate for Adam West.
That's true. We'll have to use a different analogy.
As Quinn sends this ball in, he's got Fondy, and a beautiful save by Cooper as he absorbed a lot of contact from Matt Fondy, and now he is down and in some pain as Matt Fondy is quite the physical specimen.
Fondy went to try and help him up. Cooper says, no, I don't want your help. So Fondy walks away, and Cooper gets to his feet. Not sure what he hurt, because he's not really tending to anything. But it was just a good, hard, clean play. It was a high cross. Fondy came running hard onto it, trying to get a head on it. But Cooper able to reach up, get his hands on it, and secure it.
As Cooper sends that one up, met by Adam West in the sky. And now a chance, but a Charleston battery player
Be a foul on Charleston, I think.
Is Kelly unhappy as a couple players from both teams meeting with the ref just outside
Well,
Louisville's
here's what the
box.
confusion is. The referee blew the foul, and Kelly thought it was going to be on Louisville, and the assistant referee had the flag up telling him, no, the foul should have been on the Charleston player, and it's Louisville who get the free kick, and that's exactly how it played out, much to the Charleston players' dismay.
So now Goodwin will take this free kick. He's asking his players to go further downfield, and he sends a long ball over now to the far side. He finds Fondy, who leaves it off for Dakers. Dakers, a beautiful move. Now Fondy on the far side, crosses it in. He had McCabe. And now outside the box, 30 yards out now is West, now on the near side. Gets that over to McCabe. McCabe trying to leave it off for West on the give and go, but it's broken up by Griffith. And that will go out of bounds to the battery.
West challenging, knocked it away, but knocked it over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Charleston here. We're in the, coming up on the 13-minute mark here, just at the end of the 13th minute. 3 shots so far for Louisville, none so far for Charleston, according to the official stats.
As Cooper's goal kick rolls out of bounds, and that will be a throw-in to Louisville City on their own end of the field. And it stays along this near side with West now up to Illick. Now over to McCabe. McCabe racing down this near side. McCabe's cross is met by a head, and now the ball belongs to Charleston as they look to get their counter going. But Murad is there to break it up, and it goes all the way to Goodwin. Now Quinn's ball intercepted. Now the battery got some space. Louisville City recovering nicely as they get this ball all the way back now to Griffith on the near side near the halfway line.
They've done a really nice job in possession here, Charleston. They have really just strung passes together.
Now that ball going out of bounds, but we'll stay with Charleston now on the far side. Now up to Portillo. Dances on the ball a little bit and now gives it off. A nice move on Dakers, a cross sent into the box. So unfortunately for Charleston, the only man in that vicinity was Turier. And he didn't have a whole lot of help as Louisville City clears it out.
Cape clears it. You see a difference in strategy. Louisville loves to play the long ball up to Fondy and to a lesser degree Illick, and they do very, very well on that, and they'll try and play it in a quick counter to the right side for that tag team of Burke and Dakers. Charleston much more methodical, building the attack, short passes. Here they try for a long ball though.
As Reynolds just meets them there. So that was Chang unable to get onto the end of it, and will go out of bounds to be a goal kick to Louisville City.
Reynolds has played better and better the more minutes he's had. He has really come on and been playing some good, solid positional soccer, defending very well.
As the goal kick from Goodwin, West was unable to corral along the near side and loses it out of bounds. There's now Griffith for Charleston. He throws this one in. The collision there as Murad was diving header, but Charleston maintains. But West breaks it up just outside the box on this near side.
It's the long ball again.
As Quinn was looking for Fondy. Fondy causes the turnover, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think it's off Fondy.
Will stay with Charleston, but the extra effort by Fondy didn't make things easy for Mueller there.
He's like the Energizer Bunny. You just wind him up and he pursues every ball from sideline to sideline.
Now Griffith again on the near side. Sends that one upfield, but it's met by Murad in the air. As Louisville City gets the ball back. Now Dakers dancing on the ball. He's got a little bit of space and he's got the speed too as he looks to take Griffith on, but Griffith
Beautifully defended.
excellent one-on-one defending, and he'll send this one deep downfield, trying to get that to Kelly. But Murad and Reynolds ensure that it doesn't get to him. There's Louisville City now along the far side. Now Mueller over to Griffith. On the near side, and they send this one deep again, looking for Kelly, but the flag is up. Maybe offside.
YouTube viewers will get to see a replay here. Nicely defended as Dakers with some great speed. Trying to burst by Griffith, but Griffith up to the task, cleanly takes it away.
There's a deep ball looking for Fondy. He's unable to get a hold of it. There's nice defense by Charleston, but they don't deal with it well at all, as now Matt Fondy just outside the box. And he'll send it back to West on the near side. Up to Quinn. Quinn trying to flick it on for Fondy, but broken up by the battery.
Nicely intercepted. Louisville has a counter here.
It's now McCabe up to Fondy. There's Fondy losing it. And now the battery will look to get their attack again. It's now Kelly, but Murad is there first and will go out of bounds along the near side to Charleston. Zach Prince sending this one in to Griffith. Still along the near side, a ball chipped into the box, was looking for Kelly, but a little miscommunication. Goodwin scoops it up.
Fondy's best chance to get something is going to be off a counter, because anytime Louisville's just building the attack, you got a guy who scored 22 goals in the regular season. He's getting a lot of attention. He is double teamed, often triple teamed. For him to get some space, it's going to probably be off a quick counter, and the transition from defense to offense, and that's where they're going to be looking for him, I'm sure, because there's not much room when Louisville is just methodically trying to build the attack. He is surrounded.
Now West along the near side, just past the 50-yard line. And that ball will go all the way to the end line for Cooper. As that ball went out of bounds.
Be a throw in for Charleston. Cooper's an interesting story. Cuban native, defected to the United States in 2012 with a couple of other Cuban defectors who are on this team as well. Very, very good players. Michael Chang and Eviel Cordovas. Both of those guys also Cuban descent and all playing for Charleston.
Of course, a quick score update from Rochester. Still 0-0 there. Is that, of course, a huge note here is if Rochester wins, they host. If Louisville City wins here, they'll host. So a lot of implications between these two games.
So if Rochester wins, they host. If New York wins, whoever wins this game would host.
Yes, that is correct. As that ball now along the far side towards the end line will stay with Louisville City, as that's Burke. They'll look to send this one in. He gets it right back. He sends a cross in. It's met by only Charleston players as they try to clear it, but Quinn with the ball now. Sends this back to West. Gets it back, a give and go as West now just outside the box. And his cross is way over the net.
I'm not sure he's trying to cross that or surprise and just take a quick shot. That was a give and go, and from a very sharp angle, I think he tried to drill one on goal. And as you said, got well underneath it.
So now Cooper will take this goal kick. And he sends this one deep downfield. It's at the halfway mark. Charleston is able to control it, but they lose it to Louisville City. And they get it right back. And they look to backtrack into their own defensive third with Griffith dribbling now across into the middle. And he'll get rid of it, and that ball now sent deep downfield along the left side, but Burke picks it up for Louisville City, and now it's headed the other way. As Quinn at the midfield, a nice nutmeg pass there to West along the near side. Now up to McCabe. McCabe leaves it off for Quinn. Quinn sends that ball in, but it is headed out of bounds by Von Schack and will be a corner kick to Louisville City.
Well, Quinn is the guy now with Montano on the bench, who seems to be the set piece key here as he takes a short corner from Louisville's left side.
It's Dakers now, and he somehow gets that ball into the box. An interesting corner there by Louisville City nonetheless. And that'll be out of bounds near the halfway mark. We'll stay with Louisville City. As Quinn of Sports Center fame with that crazy free kick
So
earlier in the season.
Certainly is comfortable in the set pieces, as we saw there. Bend it like Aiden.
As Adam West throws it in all the way to Griffith for Charleston, and he'll boot it downfield now with Reynolds. Now to Murad. All the way back to Goodwin. Now up to Guzman along the far side. Guzman trying to thread a needle to Dakers. Fondy's able to pick it up. He leaves it off for Quinn. Now up to Burke on the near side. To Dakers, back to Burke. Now all the way back to Quinn and back to Guzman as Louisville City will look to reset. So now back up to Dakers. Guzman gets it back again. Now up to Illick, who leaves it off for Dakers again. Dakers sends a cross in, was looking for McCabe, but beautiful defending by Griffith heads it out of bounds.
That was a nice possession for Louisville that time. They strung a bunch of passes together. I think they can call offside there. Offside call, but good opportunity there for Louisville. We're watching the replay here, the folks on YouTube. Dakers chips one and is headed out by the defender, and yet there's a free kick for Charleston, so they must have called offside there.
As now Louisville City with the ball at midfield is McCabe. He'll just send that one all the way towards the end line and will go out of bounds for a goal kick.
24th minute here, and Louisville's had 3 shots. Charleston has had none, according, I think, to the stats. Nice save, one nice save by Cooper off a set piece. Quinn trying to bend one in.
As Cooper sends that one up, and that one will go out of bounds across the halfway line.
Oh, they're going to call that. It was almost like he dummied it. He didn't mean to, but he missed getting his head on it, and then the Louisville player was surprised by it. And they say it was off of the Louisville defender, and so Charleston keeps it with a throw.
Now Louisville City trying to get the ball back as Griffith losing it to Illick. There's a physical play there. Now up to McCabe, who gets it up to Fondy. Fondy triple teamed, and Charleston will win that ball back.
Well, this is getting physical. Fondy as he runs by, and Prince just got to take a swipe at each other.
It's now Charleston over to Griffith again along the near side. Griffith sends that one up, and Murad wins it, and he gives it right back as now we're in the midfield again. Battery with possession. Now over to Mueller, and that ball Ball switches fields across and into Kelly. A Louisville City defender falls. Kelly with the shot, and it's just over. As
Goodwin saying, I didn't touch it. I never touched it. Should be a goal kick, but the referee said he got a finger on it and deflected it over the bar. Take another look at it, those of you on YouTube. Beautiful cross, dangerous spot right in the middle. Nicely controlled. Well, he turns and drives it. I think he did get a finger on it. You know what? I think it's a good thing he did. That's probably got to count as a save. I thought originally it was too high, but I think that little tip.
I think it would have dipped down.
I think it would have caught the crossbar at the very least.
As now Charleston with the cross, they send it in. And Illick with a diving header to clear it. Now all the way up.
Oh, and here's a chance for Louisville. The jailbreak counter. Here they come.
As Illick up to Fondi.
Oh, but beautiful transition. Boy, I'll tell you, Charleston does some job of getting back. These guys play two ways.
Charleston was certainly ready for that one as Charleston's attack gets broken up by Burke, and now up to Illick.
He's got some room.
Illick on the far side, just outside the box, sends a cross in, and Cooper with a diving punch back to Quinn now off the rebound.
Surprised Quinn didn't try and one-time that, because Cooper was still getting to his feet off that diving save.
Would have been exactly the perfect time for a one-time volley. So that's actually how Quinn scored his first goal for Louisville City, was off of his very similar play. It's now to Chang.
Nice ball there.
Some space and a shot. Now that one never had a chance. It's Prince. It's always wide. Dakers.
Goalkeeper's getting involved on both teams. As the YouTube people will get to see a replay. Here's the cross, and Cooper comes flying out. Right hand punch and a beauty. And at the other end, there's Scotty Goodwin getting a finger on one and tipping it over the bar. So goalkeepers having to get involved here in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
As Illick tiptoeing the line, and he has just crossed it as the ref's flag is up for offside.
Fondy's hot.
As during the replays, Fondi was taken down, was angry there wasn't a foul against Charleston. A little frustration there. So now Cooper will take the free kick. He sends it deep. There's Charleston. Will look to play along the near side. So that's Griffith, barely getting it to Prince.
Pressured by Louisville, though, backing them up all the way to their defensive end.
He's now along the far side, and again, still pressure from Louisville City. That ball will go out of bounds, but will stay with Charleston.
No, it won't. The referee is going to overrule his assistant, I think. No, I thought he did. He did, in fact. It's going to be a Louisville throw. Because the assistant referee had the flag up for Charleston, and the Louisville players were irate, and sure enough, the referee came in from the back and said, "No, there's a deflection out of bounds, and it'll be a Louisville throw."
As Burke sends it in, and now Louisville City with Murad sends that up to McCabe. And was trying to get that to West, but West were guided out of bounds and will stay with Louisville City. As the thrown along the near side was looking for Illick, but it's met by Griffith. His clearance taking the deflection off McCabe's back. And he's able to clear it eventually. And now up to Kelly as the counter's on for Charleston.
Kelly's dangerous.
As Kelly, a beautiful ball into Chang, and he tried a really fancy move and just didn't work for him. But Charleston able to maintain control as now they're in their defensive third as they're looking to reset the attack. But a beautiful ball from Kelly as Chang had a bunch of space. Now Van Schaik sends this ball up. Along the near side is met by Burke and Reynolds. Now up to Dakers along the near side for Louisville City.
Teams have been pretty solid defensively so far. They really have. They've been under pressure, a lot of attacking, and yet both teams have been up to every challenge.
There's 30 minutes gone through this one. We're still 0-0 here in Louisville Slugger Field. For those of you joining us on ESPN 680 1057 or anybody in Charleston watching us via the YouTube channel. It's now Dakers unable to get a foot onto that one, and will stay with Charleston along the midfield now. Now to the near side to Griffith. Griffith leaves it off for Prince.
Oh,
and
and there's a
Griffith
giveaway.
can't quite get his foot onto it. Be a throw in for Louisville City now.
Well, Griffith is a terrific one-on-one defender, though. We have seen him at least twice, maybe a third time even, just shut down a challenge that came right at him without really any help. Just a one-on-one, and he's won the battle.
As Quinn gets that ball over to Guzman now and all the way to Burke on the far side. Guzman gets it back. Guzman sends that up to Illich. Illich finds Fondy. Fondy trying to get it back to Illich. And that is met by Charleston and cleared, but will go out of bounds for a throw into Louisville City. And Burke takes it very quickly. And off the chip from Dakers. Charleston does well to get that ball back, and they'll win it again here. It'll be a throw in now to Charleston along that far side. Here's the battery looking to send this one in. Will eventually send in. Now ball up for anybody, and it's Reynolds heading it out of bounds. Will stay with Charleston.
Reynolds not taking any chances with the dangerous Kelly over there, just heads it away.
It's now along the far side and back into the defensive third as Mueller getting it now over to Griffith. Griffith switching fields, getting that to Ferguson now. And now we're all the way on the other side. Up to Agite, and he sends this ball upfield looking for Kelly. And Reynolds was there to meet him. Louisville City wins the throw-in. Burke takes it quickly. And Charleston pressuring along that far side. And that's Chang for Charleston winning it for them. And they'll look to get things going again as now Griffith, once again on the near side, sends the ball in, finds Prince, unable to get anything on the header, and goes safely into Goodwin's hands.
Goodwin does what he likes to do, start that quick counter. Makes a nice accurate throw, and Louisville's attacking. Try to win a corner, but nice. Again, Griffith, so solid one-on-one. Does a terrific job shielding the ball right there, lets it go over the end line, and his team will get a goal kick in a scoreless match in the 33rd minute here. The Eastern Conference semifinal matchup, Louisville and Charleston.
As Cooper sends this one deep downfield. It's anybody's ball there. It's back and forth play in the middle of the field. And that ball will go to Louisville City. Burke getting the throw in here. So now Charleston will win in the midfield. They'll switch fields to the far side. That ball sent upfield. And that ball will sail out of bounds off of Reynolds' head and will stay with Charleston. As Burke thought it was Louisville City ball.
At least he pretended he thought it was Louisville.
As Chang takes the throw in quickly. And Ferguson gets it all the way back to Mueller. And Mueller gets it upfield. But Adam West with the challenge wins it for Louisville City all the way up to Illich. Now to McCabe along the near side. As Quinn is trying to get that to West.
Again, Griffith, I'll tell you, they better start going to their offensive right side, because when they play on this offensive left side, this guy's a one-man wrecking crew.
Of course, typically throughout the season, Louisville City's most success has come from the right side, from Dakers to Burke, back to Dakers, back to Burke to Fondy.
You're exactly right.
Now, again, Charleston working in the middle of the field, now to the far side. Again, into the midfield. And they'll switch fields now to the near side, looking for Griffith again. He gets that up to Prince. And up to Portillo. He leaves it off for Van Schaik. And now that ball crossed into the box. It's met by a Louisville City defender. So now Quinn gets it up to Dakers.
Here's their best chance to try and find Fondy in a counter, but this Charleston team gets back in a hurry, and they're already back and have Fondy surrounded, quite literally.
So now Louisville City will have to look to reset the offense, but a turnover there.
Yeah, that's a bad giveaway. There's a lot of room on this left side for Louisville, and as they tried to change fields and come to the left side.
As West was unable to get to the end of the ball. And will be a throw-in now to Griffith. Now Griffith, and he'll send that back to Mueller. Mueller will send a ball deep downfield as nobody's on the end of it. Goodwin picks it up off the bounce. And he'll get things going quickly over to Reynolds. Now up to Guzman. Back to Reynolds. And now back to Guzman again along that near side as they'll switch fields to Murad. He'll send it back to the far side over to Reynolds. It's Guzman and Reynolds working together. Dakers coming up to receive the ball. Gets it up to Burke now on the far side.
One throw in as he puts some pressure on the defense.
It's now Burke. Getting set to throw this ball in. Sends it back to Reynolds. Now Reynolds. To Guzman, now back to Reynolds as Louisville City backtracking. Now to Murad in the middle of the field. Trying to find some space along that right side up to Guzman. Gets it up to Dakers. Not a whole lot of room as Quinn coming back. And again, Louisville City backtracking to their own end of the field. Still along this near side. As a give and go from Dakers to Burke. Burke crossing it in, looking for Fondy.
Again, one of the three guys surrounding Fondy ends it clearly, quickly out of danger. Louisville has to regroup. They get the ball back, but back in their half.
Now Louisville City as Illick, a nice give and go to Fondy. Excuse me, a beautiful back heel pass just inside the box.
And Fondy smartly realizing he's not going to have much time or space. If he gets it off that very clever back heel, as you said, he tries to take a very fast shot from just inside the box, and it's deflected over the sideline. Louisville gets a throw in, but a nice little back heel there by Illick.
Now Burke and Dakers working on that far side again. Burke now coming back to the middle a little bit. Excuse me, Dakers now. Dakers gets it back to Burke. Burke turning.
Giveaway there.
So now the counter's on for Charleston. As if they play this right, they'll have a chance, but Quinn slowing up Prince.
Doing a nice job of getting in defensive transition as well. Oh, and the defender falls down.
As Reynolds falling down, now a chance for Charleston. That's Prince. And Reynolds with the recovery and the beautiful slide tackle. Prevents any shot at
Talk about a recovery. Wow.
My goodness. As Dakers now onto the counter trying to find Burke. But again, I can't go. That was incredible. I thought
Have the
Reynolds
courage to go down in the box like that and make such an aggressive play. He confidently just won the ball back on a clean tackle, and Louisville started their counter, but they've given it away. Dakers unfortunately gave it away again. And now Louisville gets a little help from the referee as it bounces off the official, and Louisville gets possession.
Now Dakers gets that ball up to Fondy as they're down the middle of the field over to Guzman now. Back to Quinn.
40th minute here, scoreless.
Now West on the near side. West crossing it in, but off of Griffith's head. Fondy trying to get it off the bounce. And he's chased outside the box. It's West now coming back to help him. Louisville City will switch fields now to Burke along that far side. And Illick, not sure what he was doing there, jumped up in the air and almost finding Fondy. It's now West. Up to McCabe again on this near side, and West losing his balance. Griffith able to clear it. Will stay with Louisville City.
We watch here on the YouTube channel the slide tackle. Watch him come from out of the screen right there. Beautiful play. He had fallen down on that carpet over the dirt infield part, which is, we've talked about all year, can be treacherous, but bounced to his feet, and Reynolds made a wonderful play to win it back for Louisville and take him out of danger.
So now Burke and Dacus working on the near side up to Guzman. And Guzman gets it back from Illick. Now switching fields to McCabe. Now along the near side. McCabe sends the cross in. Looking for Dakers on the far side of the box. Headed out. Burke coming to challenge the clearance. As we've got a Charleston player down. And we'll also
Oh, they're going to card.
a yellow card against Brian Burke.
I don't see that. I'd like to see a replay on that. Ball is a very high bouncing ball. Both players are running full speed at it.
There's a Charleston player that's down on the field's going to have to receive some medical attention here. So we're waiting for that person to come on the field as perhaps they just banged the knees, and he certainly got the worst of it. But it looked like a 50. Looked like a 50-50 ball to me.
That's why I was so surprised they gave him a card on it. Here, we're watching it here. The YouTube channel will see it. There's the head, goes up in the air, and well, that's not what they carded him for. The card came right there. You just saw him come into the play at the end, and you really couldn't get much of a look at it there. But I mean, that's a 50-50 ball. I mean, the players are just both running very hard at it. Not so sure what the yellow card was for. We have an update from Rochester, though.
As Rochester is now up 1-0 in the 48th minute of play. And if anybody has seen Rochester play this year, that you might as well give them the 3 points, as they do not concede many goals.
15 allowed on the entire season. 15 for the whole year. The second fewest was this Charleston team at 29. To give you an idea, almost
Really puts things in perspective.
almost twice as many is the second best record for goals allowed. Maybe we get another look at the foul. Here it is again for those of you on YouTube. Watch. No, that was the foul?
That was a yellow card too, not just a foul.
Wow, I'm sure there was a foul there. What did I miss?
I'm with you there, Bob, and anybody listening over the radio.
Ball's bouncing. Burke jumps for it. Player blasts it off of Burke, who goes over the sideline. Charleston gets a throw in. It's all fine.
I don't
but
see
I'm
any
gonna see, where's their
contact there.
card? I'm not even sure there was a foul there, let alone a yellow card. But I must have missed something. To call it a foul and then a yellow card, something that I did not see go on there, obviously.
There's now Chang along that near far side, was trying to get it up to Kelly, and Kelly lost his balance. It's now Louisville City looking to get the attack going with West on this near side. Now up to McCabe. McCabe takes a bad step and gives it away. It's now Prince on the ball.
Nice job waiting for some support coming from the back there by Portillo, excuse me.
It's now along the far side, almost slipping there. Looking to switch fields. Illick steps in and wins the ball off the challenge, and now up to Quinn in the middle of the field. And they'll send a ball looking for Fondy, but Fondy goes offside. We're approaching the end of the first half here. We're about the 44th minute of action, still scoreless. Of course, Brian Burke just getting that yellow card. A mysterious yellow card, if you will.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understood that.
It's now a series of plays there, and Charleston off the restart. We'll switch fields to Griffith. Now we've got Portillo in the middle of the field. Van Schaik. We'll switch fields now all the way on the far side. Gets it back. We'll have to give it all the way back to Mueller. Charleston kind of backtracking. Mueller sends it upfield though. Misses everybody, and will go all the way to Goodwin.
Reminder for those of you who are listening on ESPN 680, at halftime, we'll have a conversation with Louisville goalkeeper Scott Goodwin. And interesting fellow. We'll have that for you. Those of you listening on the radio side.
It's now Reynolds on the far side, touching midway. Now over to Burke, up to Dakers. Still on that near side.
Nice.
Up to
Oh,
Illich.
that was a great opportunity there.
Illich was looking to get it back to Burke. But again, Charleston's defense breaks it up. We've got 1 minute of stoppage time here as we are, in fact, past the first 45. Now, Charleston in the middle of the field. Now to Prince along this near side.
Well, you don't want to give a goal up in the last minute of the half. That's like giving up 3 psychologically. You really got to be solid defensively to finish out the half. But here's a chance for Charleston.
As Prince sends the cross in. Now over to Guzman. To Dakers now as Louisville City's counter is underway. Now over to Burke along that far side. Burke carries that chip over to Illich.
He's going to get a corner out of it. By our count, the 4th corner of the match for Louisville City. Just 2 for the visitors. And Quinn's been dangerous on these. He's made a couple of nice balls off corners and other set pieces. Let's see what he can do from Louisville's offensive right side.
As now Quinn lines it up, sends this ball into the box, a high curling ball. Reynolds gets onto the end of it, and that ball headed way up into the sky and will be a goal kick.
And that'll be the end of the half. That'll do it.
Again, that'll do it from Louisville Slugger Field. So yeah, again, pardon me when we have a little commotion here going in the press box. As we are now tied 0-0 at the half. As once again, for Bob Alvano, I'm Jim Womble. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with more. And again, if you listen on ESPN 680 and 105.7, you'll catch an interview that Bob did earlier in the week with Scott Goodwin. Well, that's it for the first half. We'll be back with more on the Louisville City YouTube channel. It was scoreless in the first half as Louisville City failed to convert on their 4 attempts, and Charleston missed on their 2 attempts as well. The play of the game so far, without question, was Sean Reynolds racing back for a slide tackle in the box after slipping and falling to the ground. Welcome back into Louisville Slugger Field again as Louisville City playing host to the Charleston Battery. Alongside Bob Alvano, I'm Jim Womble. And Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. And an interesting first half there, as we'll probably have a couple of changes we're being told, and we'll get those to you as soon as we have them. And again, welcome to everybody listening on ESPN 680 and 105.7, and everybody in Charleston watching us via the USL YouTube channel.
We were talking about this during the break, you and I, Jim, and this Charleston team certainly brought the credentials to the table. They finished right behind Louisville in the standings. They were 46 points with a record of 12-6-10. Louisville 48 points at 14-8-6. And their goal differential was very strong. They were 45 goals for, 29 against for a +16, very strong. But they just look so much better tonight than they did in the 3-1 defeat they suffered here during the regular season. And they're playing some terrific soccer at this time of the year. The last 5 matches have been 4 wins and a draw. And this has a definite, you can tell it's the playoffs. The players have been a little short-tempered, and it's gotten physical at times, and the defenses have been very, very stingy, knowing that this all could come to an end with one defensive miscue. Nobody wants to be that guy making that mistake, and we'll see what the second half brings. Very interesting stats. 4 shots for Louisville, 2 for Charleston, 1 save for each goalkeeper, and they were good ones, actually. Louisville's won the battle of the corners 4-2. And it's been a pretty even match in just about every way you can look at, statistically, and of course, no score on the board.
So we'll get another look at the slide tackle here we're talking about.
Yeah, this
Sean Reynolds.
Reynolds slipped and fell earlier in this possession. Looked like there was going to be right there, ready to turn and fire it, was going to be Prince, and instead Reynolds, with a terrific job recovering, clean tackle, takes it away, and now Louisville able to preserve rather the scoreless tie there. And both teams have done a good job on the other team's good scorer, as Dane Kelly did not was relatively quiet as well. He had 1 shot on goal, and of course this Charleston team has surrounded Matt Fondy, who had just 1 shot and it was not on goal. Both defenses very stingy in that regard.
As we are underway, as Charleston set to take that ball off first, and they again are in the away Reds, attacking from right to left, and Louisville City in the home purples attacking from left to right. As now Charleston starting off with the ball in the second half. That ball sent up to Chang along the far side, and Reynolds racing over to clear it.
Reynolds a very solid defender, plays very smart, takes very few chances, just rock solid, and has gotten better and better as his minutes have increased in this season.
As Charleston having to reset the offense from the defensive third, and they lose that ball there to Goodwin in the box, and he starts the break. It's now Louisville City along that far side. That ball was looking for Fondy. He was able to get onto it, and will be a throw in to Louisville City along that far side.
Louisville gets the advantage, such as it is, of now forcing the defense to play on that carpeted infield, which is always a little tenuous for the defenders.
As McCabe now trying to split the double team, and again Griffith, he might be the best one-on-one defender that we have seen this year.
He's been terrific tonight. The 5'9" back from St. John's, Antigua. Now a little skirmish going on there.
There's definitely some pushing and a lot of conversation going on, and we have a yellow card as well.
I think Kelly's going to get a yellow, but I'm not sure this is over just yet.
As both teams surrounding the ref.
They're still going. They got to be careful there. This has got a chance of coming to blows here.
So a lot of pushing and shoving still going on. So I saw Reynolds there.
And here's the replay we're watching. Kelly gets the card for, oh yeah, that is, he just goes in and plows Quinn. Unlike the other yellow card, that was easy. He just turned and teed off on him. That was an easy yellow card, and Kelly got the the yellow, but boy, oh boy, the jawing still going on as both teams
need to calm down, and particularly if you're Louisville City, you don't want Burke getting involved as he already has a yellow card.
Exactly.
Tonight.
That's the concern here. You certainly don't want your season compromised by one moment of temper, no matter how right you may feel in terms of pushing back a little bit.
Of course, a score update from Rochester. Rochester's up now 2-0, and New York is actually playing with a man down as they got a red card early in that first half.
It's Rochester closing in on hosting the Eastern Conference Championship game.
It's now Kelly on the ball, gets it over to Chang on the near side, and he crosses it in. And Goodwin scoops it up. Now to Reynolds along that near side.
A lot of room there. Charleston pretty much gives. They don't pressure much, but you give you no place to look for those long balls that Louisville likes.
It's now Fondi looking to get something done, and he's having to bring it back and leave it off for Guzman, who sends the cross in. Was looking for McCabe, but Griffith meets it in the air. Quinn off of the deflection tried to volley it in, and will go wide for a goal kick to the battery.
Griffith, who has been rock solid, 23 years of age, started playing in his native country where he got promoted to the first division as just a 17-year-old. And then came over here to play for Charleston and has had a solid career and solid game tonight.
As a foul there going against Louisville City is off of the goal kick. Chang and Kelly were looking to get the attack started, and Kelly draws the foul. It'll be a free kick from about 25-30 yards out.
Dangerous. This is a dangerous spot.
It's Chang and Portillo both lining up on this one. And we'll see who ends up taking it. As Dakers and Guzman are riding the wall. And Chang dummies. Portillo takes it, crosses it in, and will go out of bounds, finding nobody. It'd be a goal kick to Louisville City.
The score update for the other Eastern Conference semifinal game.
5 minutes gone in this second half, still scoreless here in Louisville City. It's now Burke along the near side, sends that ball up.
Deflected out of bounds, it'll be a Louisville throw.
As Burke will also be the one to throw this in. As Burke gets it back. Now he sends that ball over, switches fields now over to Reynolds. There's Louisville City backtracking now to Guzman along that near side. That ball bounced around, Dakers picking it up now to Quinn. Quinn's pass is deflected, but Louisville City maintains possession. Is now West and McCabe working on the far side. That cross sent in, was looking for Illick. Doesn't find him, will go out of bounds for a goal kick. Now Cooper, again set to take this one. So he's waiting for his guys to go back in a low
giveaway.
goal
Wow.
kick there. Didn't quite see, but maybe he slipped on it. I was just watching the ball, and Louisville City gets the ball back. They send it in, and
Can't do much with it though, but they do finally, it's still loose.
it's kind of a 50-50 ball now as both teams trying to battle for possession. And that ball eventually will go to Charleston along this near side. So they'll get the throw in. And Burke on the other end of that throw in, trying to get that up to Illick. They give it back, and there is a foul here going against Louisville City. So that's Tourier drawing the foul. And Portillo again will line up to take this free kick about 45 yards out or so.
Right in front of watchful eyes of the head coach Mike Anhauser, who's won 2 championships in this league already in his 11th season as the head coach at Charleston.
Now Portillo, again still waiting, and he finally does send it in. Finds a head, but goes right into Goodwin. He's not able to get a lot of power on it. I believe that was Ferguson. And Goodwin trying to get things started again is now Dakers with some space along this near side. He beats his man. Ojite providing the defense, and Dakers losing it.
They really do get back. If one guy gets beat, there are 3 others behind him rotating and doing a nice job. Good team defense.
Got a lot of team speed as well as Louisville City again with a couple of chances.
Dangerous!
Burke sends the cross in. Falls back to Quinn after missing its target initially. He takes the shot, but it going just wide. It'll be a goal kick again to Charleston, as that could have been the moment for Louisville City.
Good ball and a dangerous spot right in front, about 12 yards out. Just Louisville couldn't get a clean look at it, but there was some space there.
As Cooper sending it downfield. Charleston loses it, so Louisville City get the throw in.
We're watching it on YouTube, the last cross. Here it comes. Low and hard and headed right to basically the penalty spot, and then just a half count late coming onto it from the back, so he couldn't really get a clean shot at it and sends it wide.
During that replay, Dacre sent a cross in, and Cooper was able to pick it up as Illick was in the vicinity. As now play resumes off of the punt. As switch fields, and Louisville City was trying to start something along that far side, and they win the ball. There's a throw in now to Louisville City, right about the first base spot. It's now West. He's trying to get to McCabe, instead finds Illick, and Illick, 2 guys around him, nothing he could do with it, and he loses it. As now Charleston looking to get their counterattack started along the far side.
Dangerous Kelly here, defended well though.
Beautiful defensive effort. They're trying to clear it, but only goes as far as Griffith, as again Charleston on the attack. As Griffith now on the far side. He's racing up, almost beats both of his men. Follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all of the live action during the 2015 USL playoffs. We're about 10 minutes into the second half, in the 55th minute. Still scoreless here. And those of you listening on ESPN 680 1057 or watching us via the USL YouTube page. As a cross sent in off the corner. The ball deflected outside the box in a shot attempt. Not able to get a lot of power on it. Will be a throw-in, goal kick to Goodwin, as Chang not quite able to put anything on that volley. Goodwin getting set to send this one deep downfield.
He really is reluctant to play long ball. He likes to play it to his backs and just kind of set the attack that way. But now by doing that,
backfires.
Yeah, they take a short ball, they play it back to him, and then he's under pressure, and he kind of hits one off the side of his foot a little bit and goes over the right sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Charleston. Nice ball there.
Now Tourier in some space, leaves it off for Chang on the near side. Chang with a
orbit.
High crossing ball, headed back, but only as far as McCabe, and Louisville City now with the attack is now Burke along this near side.
Nice move for Burke, finds Dakers, and here they go.
As Dakers now with perhaps the best chance. Illick to Fondy. Fondy trying to get it back to Illick, but cleared by Charleston. And again, as we might have a whistle on the play.
I think there was offside. They called offside again. Nice little bit of passing here. Burke with a nice little step over move to create some space for himself. Find Dakers. Dakers touches it ahead. They get it to Fondy, and then he plays it back. And
I guess Fondy must have been offside there.
Yep.
As Cooper getting set to put the ball back in play. And Dakers wins it in the air. Now to Burke. Dakers racing to save it from going out of bounds.
Great hustle.
Now Burke along the near side. And Fondy stepping in, trying to win it off of the clearance. But Charleston maintained possession.
Well, they're hard to pressure into mistakes. That's when Louisville's been good. That's what they've done to teams, is they pressure them into mistakes, then they get it quickly up to Fondy, and boom, it's in the back of the net. Charleston, when they're under pressure, keeps their composure and keeps possession nicely.
As that cross now sent in from Ojite. And nobody is home, as I believe that ball was looking for Kelly. As Murad racing over. There, now Quinn sends it way upfield looking for Fondy.
Again, though, defended, a man in front, man behind. There is no room for him to work.
Now Reynolds getting up to Guzman. Now up to Illich. Now along the near side as Dacre sends the cross in, or almost a shot, really. And Cooper picks it up very well, as that ball not moving a whole lot. Very easy catch for Cooper. And this ball now sent way upfield. And Charleston give it away to Louisville City as a cross sent in to
Nice.
Fondy with the header, trying to leave it off for. It's still nowhere. Fondy. Oh! The shot just wide. As I misspoke and stumbled there, as Fondy left it off for Illich. Illich kind of lost his step. Couldn't get anything on it, and Fondy picks it up and almost beats Cooper.
That's the best chance he's had by far. A little back and forth between Fondy. We're watching the replay. Heads it to Illich. Illich tries to shoot it. It gets blocked. Then he touches it to Fondy. And Fondy, that's by far the most open he's been the whole evening. And he turns and tries to get something on it. Really didn't hit it purely. Didn't get much on it and missed it just outside as he looks at it, the left post.
And of course, we have a substitution coming in for the Charleston Batteries. Number 8, Sebastian Tourier's night is done. And in for him is number 13, Ariel Martinez. Just during that, Charleston with the ball along the far side. And we've got some more conversation between a couple players as Adam West visibly heated. So we've got a whistle. And Martinez perhaps involved in it very early.
Quinn is taking names out there right now.
As now Charleston with the throw in along the far side. This ball sent in right along the end line, and Martinez was the intended target, but it goes out of bounds, and the goal kick taken very quickly, as now Burke on the near side trying to get it up to Fondy.
It's a good idea by Scotty Goodwin. You know what? That's the only way you're going to find any room for Fondy, is to just get it there as quickly as you can. Even then, he had 2 defenders on him, and Charleston wins it back.
It's now Ojite with the throw in.
Nice little shuffle up the sideline. I love that. Gained 10 yards on the throw with the shuffle step.
And Ojite's very upset with the official at something, as Dacres was coming up with the studs up to try and win that ball.
He wants a foul. James O'Connor wants the throw in to go to Louisville. Nobody's happy right now.
Yes.
The referee talks to his assistant here, and they're going to call it. Throwing. We're watching the replay. Watch the left side of your screen, those of you on YouTube. Watch the C coming in with the cleats up there. Dacres. He wants a card. He wants a foul and a card.
And you can see
Agitate, and you see O'Connor in the background saying it should be our throw-in.
Throw in,
so
Louisville
everybody's pointing each way, and finally it is a free kick for Charleston.
Ojite takes it quickly and sends it all the way to Goodwin. As you look at O'Connor on the sideline, he's unhappy with that result, as Illich leaves it off for Fondy. Fondy, the shot and the save by Cooper.
Fondy starting to get some room, and again, it's off the long ball and the quick counter. That was not really a very hard struck ball either, but he had a very sharp angle, and Cooper had very little time to react. You see the long ball. I don't know if he got a head on that at all, but then Actually, Fondy got more on that shot than I thought he did, and Cooper had to come over, took no chances, and saves it over the end line. Louisville gets a corner kick.
As that corner taken, that ball sent in as both Fondy and Illich were there, but they were unable to get a head onto it. As we've got a substitution for Louisville City. Getting set to check in is Magnus Rasmussen, and he'll be replacing Elijah Illich.
Rasmussen had gotten most of the starts this year. In fact, he's the guy that scored the first goal in the club's history.
He opened up the scoring column. He was the first of 55 goals this season for Louisville City.
He could have a factor in this. He's certainly capable of putting one in the back of the net. Illich had a solid game.
As off of the goal kick, Cooper.
Well, that's twice he's taken goal kicks and sent it right out of bounds, Cooper. Louisville gets a throw in.
That's Burke. Sending it to Guzman and gets it right back and immediately pressured. Having to send it into the backfield to Reynolds, up to Murad, who gets it up to Quinn. Quinn turns and gets the cross, looking for Fondy. Fondy can't quite get onto it, but McCabe with the pressure.
Nice.
Takes a deflection off of him and goes right back off of Griffith for a throw-in, and will stay with Louisville City. It's now West. Get it up to McCabe. McCabe slipping, and that ball will go out of bounds, be a goal kick near the corner.
Final score from Rochester.
Visit the 2015 USL Playoffs Hub on uslsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the chase for the USL Championship.
In that chase for the championship, one of the teams is through to the Eastern Conference Championship game, the #1 seed. That is the third, by the way, goal kick that Cooper has taken and
to the same
drilled
side.
it straight out of bounds. That is bizarre, to be honest with you.
As Burke setting it up. It's off a Charleston player, and Fondy picks it up off of the deflection, and he leaves it off for Quinn, and now Guzman up to West. Now to McCabe along the far side. McCabe crossing it in, looking for Fondy.
I don't think anybody touched that. It's going to be a goal kick. Rochester 2-0 winners over the New York Red Bulls, the #1 seed, through to the Eastern Conference Final, which means they will host whoever wins this match, and we are scoreless in the 65th minute here in Louisville.
Now Cooper sends this one up, and Burke picks it up. Now Rasmussen getting his first touch of the ball tonight. Now over to Quinn and up to West on that far side, and Louisville City again backtracking. Over to Guzman in the middle of the field. Up to Burke on the near side now. Burke gets it to Dakers. Gets it right back to Burke, who was looking for Rasmussen, and it picked off by Charleston. And Louisville City will maintain possession as West looking for a through ball to Fondy. Can't find him as Griffith picks it off, and now Martinez.
Guzman got beat. Now they get some numbers.
Martinez was trying to through ball to Kelly, but couldn't get him. So now Louisville City with possession as Dakers on the near side up to Burke now. Burke trying to put the afterburners on. Gets that ball in. The shot by Quinn off of the slide. And that one going just wide.
Goal kick. Boy, Louisville doing a terrific job too in the transition from offense to defense. After Guzman got beat, they got back quickly, won the ball back and started their own counter, and then a good hard cross. Fondy dummies it to let Quinn try and come from the back, and he gets a foot on it, but does nothing but send it wide, and it winds up a goal kick. And this has been a bit of an adventure for Cooper here of late. He's taken 3 goal kicks from the left side and sent them over the sideline before they reached midfield. So, as I said, there's a wind in his face. As I said that at the start of the match, and maybe it's making it hook more than he anticipates, as there's some debate going on now. James O'Connor and the officials arguing about something, I'm not sure what.
As the ball finally played in, and Louisville City wins it off of the adventurous goal kicks.
Well, that was, he played a short one to his back, and maybe the smartest move he's made there.
As West now sends it up to Fondy. Fondy settles, but loses it
Again,
to Griffith.
Is that man? It's Griffith.
Griffith being hounded by McCabe along that near side. And a through ball finds Martinez. Martinez putting the moves on the cross, and Goodwin picks it up out of the air as Kelly was in the vicinity.
Starts a great counter to Dakers down the right side, and he's got some help coming. An overlapping run from Burke.
Now over to Rasmussen. Now to Dakers in the middle of the field. Dakers will take the shot. He slips, and it goes just over the bar as Cooper had his hand there. Dakers unable to put it on frame. It'll be a goal kick to the battery.
He looks like he's going to try a long one again, Cooper, and we'll see where it goes. Here's the replay. Nice little job here. Dakers finds some space, says, let me have a go. Tries one with the left foot. You can see him slip just enough, made him change the angle, and it goes over the bar.
So now Charleston with the throw in along the near side is Ojite. Getting set to send this one in. He's asking for Chang to go forward and gets it right back. Louisville City applying a lot of pressure as Rasmussen.
Fresh legs of Rasmussen trying to force a turnover.
So now Charleston getting some space across. That ball sent up, to Prince. Prince dancing on it, surrounded. Leaves that ball back and now switches fields to Chang on the near side. As Chang asking for Ojite to move up. His cross is met by Reynolds' boot. And falls all the way back to Ferguson. Tries to get it up, and a whistle there, and it'll be a foul against Charleston as Dakers taking the knock. In the 70th minute here, still scoreless.
Here's a foul. Deliberate contact there. Dakers goes down hard, no card, but a foul with the free kick. Now loses possession.
Louisville City was trying to work something along the near side between Dakers and Burke. And Martinez goes down, but play on, says the ref, as Louisville City. And Rasmussen, with the hands in the back, takes the defender down.
Helps him back up. A good job of shielding right there, keeping Rasmussen from having a chance to get to that long ball, just shielding him from it, letting it go over the end line and getting a goal kick for his team.
Again, as Martinez was still on the ground for Charleston. There's a brief pause there, and he's now back up on his feet. As Cooper. Let's see what he does here with this goal kick. As Cooper lines it up, and he sends this one long, and again bending on that near side, and picks it up by Dakers. Off to Rasmussen, who was looking for Fondy.
Well, I tell you, that was not a very good goal kick either. Louisville easily could have put together a terrific counter there.
So now Dakers along the near side. He's got two men on him. Chang giving him a little bit of space now, and Dakers sends it back to Guzman, who sends the cross in, and Rasmussen with a hard header. But that one never had a chance. This was always wide.
Solid defensive effort. Both these teams playing very well defensively. A good job in the last couple of possessions by Sean Ferguson, the 6'4" defender, who was the one who shielded the ball from Magnuson on the last possession. On that one, did a good job not letting Magnuson get a clean head on it. He had him covered like a blanket.
As it's anybody's ball right now, as they're both battling in the midfield, and it will fall to Louisville City as Reynolds eventually settling. Over to the west on the near side, and he sends a long ball looking for Fondy. And Fondy can't get onto it, and will bounce off his knee, actually, off of the nice defense by Mueller. It'll be a goal kick to Cooper. And perhaps we'll see if he's cured his shanks on this one.
Well, nice crowd here tonight. Louisville's got to be pleased about this. Announced attendance 8,517. This team has drawn well all year, second in the entire league in attendance, and they came out on a cold night tonight to watch this playoff match.
Kelly was looking for Martinez there, but Louisville City picks it off. So now McCabe, a through ball, was looking for Fondy, and it bounced off his back leg looking for Rasmussen. But eventually, Charleston wins out. It's now Griffith on that far side was trying to get the counter started.
Well, you remember the U.S. Open Cup game in Chicago? Where it was so hard fought, and it came down to really just kind of a bad ricochet.
In like the 116th minute.
In extra time, in overtime actually, and Louisville wound up losing 1-0. You get the feeling this game is going to be kind of the same thing. It's going to be a ricochet somewhere. And
it's now Dakers the shot, and Cooper with the save, and it'll be a corner to Louisville City as Dakers again.
I like the approach. Why not get something hard on goal? Louisville's taken now 12 shots in the game, and that was a good one by Dakers, forcing the right-handed tip over the bar from Cooper, just outside the box. Gets good contact on it. Cooper really didn't have much trouble deflecting it over, but you did force him to do so and win a corner kick.
As Quinn takes the corner, sends it in, and Charleston deals with it well. But not that well, as that ball goes off of Chang and will stay with Louisville City for a throw-in.
Yeah, Dakers put the pressure on and forced the turnover, and Louisville tries to keep the heat on here in the 74th minute of a scoreless match.
As Burke sends it to Guzman and sends it all the way back to Reynolds, and now Louisville City resetting along the far side. An errant pass there. Has become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive playoff news and interactive content. It's now Charleston in the middle of the field.
Uh-oh.
A nice ball there. The shot, and it was always wide and high.
That was a blast that Guzman got. That's the second time he's kind of gotten beat, went going for a ball he couldn't get. And take a look here. He goes, commits to the ball right there, can't get it. Actually, that's not Guzman, that's Morad, excuse me. And that leaves a tough angle shot. A hard drive goes over the top, and it's a Louisville goal kick.
As again was looking for Fondy, that ball, a high ball, and falls back to Dakers. Dakers somehow splits two defenders. Holding onto the ball now on the near side. Back to Burke. Now to Guzman, who's switching fields, and an errant pass, and Quinn racing to try and get onto the end of it. Can't, but a nice tackle by Guzman wins it back for Louisville City.
Yeah, made up for the giveaway. Hustled and came back and won it back. By the way, this crowd tonight of 85-17 is a record for a USL match in Louisville. They had more than that here for the match against Orlando City, which was a friendly against the MLS team. But this is the first, and this is the highest number for a USL match, and so appropriate here in the first playoff game ever for this franchise. Over 8,500 in the house.
It's now Burke on the near side. And he'll send it back to Reynolds. Now up to Guzman as they're in the middle of the field. A nice through ball to find McCabe, who leaves it off for Quinn, and Quinn crosses it back now to the near side over to Burke.
Play to your strength. Burke and Dakers doing their thing.
Looking for the give and go. It's now Dakers back to Burke, and Burke
too hard.
A little too much pace on that ball. It'll be a throw-in near the corner for Charleston.
That's an awkward place to throw it. He's barely 5 yards up the sideline from the corner, and Louisville putting the pressure on him.
As Ojite trying to clear it, and McCabe with a nice effort almost won it back for Louisville City, but Charleston maintains possession. Over to Griffith on the far side. A nice ball there by Kelly looking for Martinez. Martinez loses it though with a nice defense by Murad. Now that ball up to Dakers, pressured, leaves it off to Guzman.
Well, we have called Dakers' name a lot this half, haven't we?
And as Louisville City now attacking more along the right side is now Burke on this right side. As he's holding onto the ball, the cross went nowhere as Ojite picks it up.
Gonna be a handball.
Going against Quinn there.
Yep.
And off of the restart now, Martinez racing down, and he'll take the shot, takes the deflection, but right into Goodwin's hands. As Martinez certainly making his presence known since he's come onto the field.
Yep.
Rasmussen now to Dakers, Looking for Fondy again. A little too high as Charleston had the ball briefly before Louisville City won it back. Now onto the far side over to West. As West sends the ball in, was looking for Fondy, slips. Now Dakers on the ball. Dakers again, the shot. But it was always high and wide as Dakers also slipped. Second shot attempt for him where he's had the open net, but again slips on that carpet surface. Goal kick to Louisville City and now to Cooper. As Cooper
It's going to go out of bounds again.
Again.
And it's absolutely unbelievable.
I'll give credit to the man in my ear. He said he's got the shanks. You're exactly right. As
I mean, that is not even close. He's sailing it over the sideline by a good 10 yards.
and now
Louisville
off
with a
the
chance.
restart is McCabe now into the box. McCabe the shot and Cooper again with the save, and it will go out of bounds for a corner kick.
Boy, I'll tell you what, for all the mistakes he's made on goal kicks, he's made up for by taking some good chances away from Louisville. That was, I think, his best save of the night. Diving to his left. A good hard shot that's definitely on goal, this one. Louisville taking advantage off of that errant goal kick. Beautiful ball played across the field. Is that Morad?
As that was McCabe
McCabe,
there.
excuse me. I couldn't see who it was who took the shot. Just a little.
So now Quinn sending that corner in, and it takes a couple deflections, and Guzman at the top of the box tried to head it back into play.
Louisville really pushing up on that one, trying to put one in the back of the net and maybe put this thing away with about 12 minutes to go in regulation.
As Burke, a long ball, had Rasmussen and Fondy, misses them both. As Charleston recovers.
Well, knowing that Louisville's really pressed up there, I mean, they were really putting the heat on. Now, Charleston looked for a long ball and a counter that way, but Louisville gets back quickly, wins it back, and now they'll start the attack.
As now that ball finds Fondy along the far side. It's Fondy. Mueller to beat. Leaves it off for Guzman, now at the top of the box to Quinn. The short pass to McCabe. McCabe to Fondy in traffic. McCabe gets it back. Still in the box. Leaves it off for Guzman, and now to far side is West. West trying to cross in, but wins a corner. As we've got a substitution coming here momentarily for Charleston. As number 24, Zach Prince, his night is done. And replacing him is Dante Marini. That'll take place after this corner is taken.
Louisville, who notoriously goes deep into their bench in matches, has been rather conservative on the substitutions.
As Quinn sends the cross in, the header, and again Cooper with the save.
Now, they're really putting the heat on. Shot number 15. And Cooper's not had routine saves. This was not all that difficult, but not the routine by any stretch. Headed down on the bounce. Cooper has to go to his left and handle it cleanly, and he does. He has, again, made some challenging saves and done them well for all the problems he's had with goal kicks. He's made some good stops.
As Charleston now working with the ball along the far side, getting pressured as Louisville City playing a very aggressive high line right now. That ball sent upfield, was looking for Martinez again, and it falls to Goodwin as Reynolds was there shielding Martinez.
Giveaway there.
As perhaps a costly turnover is now Chang with the step over. A nice series of moves.
Beautifully taken away at the end, though. I don't even know who that was. There was so many bodies around it.
It took about 4 Louisville City defenders to dispossess him. My goodness.
I mean, this game could come down to one giveaway in the wrong place and wrong time. And Louisville had to work hard to get that ball back because they have really been, the pressure clearly, the momentum clearly has shifted to Louisville, but still no goals on the board.
As McCabe losing it on the far side is kind of a careless turnover there. As now that substitution will finally come onto the field. We're in the 82nd minute here, still scoreless. Again, those of you listening on ESPN 680 105.7, and also those in Charleston listening via the USL YouTube channel. As Prince taking a sweet time to come off of the field.
Louisville City fans,
Beautiful city. You've been to Charleston? The diminutive Dante Marini comes in, 5'3".
I'll be curious to see once he gets a crack with the ball at his feet, as see what he brings to Charleston. Maybe he puts some life back in.
Played his college soccer at Northeastern.
It's now Reynolds along the far side, getting it up to Dakers. A miscue by Agite. Dakers the cross, but that ball's too far in front of Fondi. She'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. As Louisville City recently has definitely been the aggressor. It's almost a completely different game from the first half. As both teams get a majority of their attempts.
Louisville with 16 shots in the match, but they can't find the back of the net yet. And they're finally going to stop. They're going to let someone else take the goal kick.
That was Ferguson taking that one.
And the crowd behind the Coopers letting Cooper, appropriately named, I guess, hear it. That was a good decision there, because there's no sense belaboring that point. He was just, that was in his head. He couldn't keep it on the field.
As a foul in the middle of the field there, as Guzman went up for a header and will go against him. Now Charleston take this ball very shortly to Agite. Now up to Chang on the near side. Chang crosses in, but Reynolds with the clearance.
Reynolds is solid in the air, which is why sometimes they'll push him up for a corner. But defensively, he does a good job. Here's a giveaway, and Louisville has a chance at a counter.
That's Rasmussen up to Fondi, now Quinn. Now along the far side, up to McCabe. As McCabe sends a cross all the way to the far side of the box.
That should be a corner. It is a corner.
As Dakers and Rasmussen were both there, and so was Agite, and Agite very upset with the call, and he took a knock on that play as well. As also at the Goodwin might want to add is he has a very high line right now. He's about midfield, as he was asking O'Connor on the sideline if he wanted him to come up for this one.
They're not losing. I don't know why. I mean,
Quinn does send this one in.
It's a push.
There'll be a foul against Reynolds there. As Reynolds saying he was also tugged in the process.
Let's see what they're going to do. I think Ferguson is going to be the goal kick taker for the rest of the game, and that makes sense.
As Ferguson indeed will, you could say Cooper's duties are done for tonight. As he's been tremendous in between.
He's been busy, a busy man. He's made 5 saves and some good ones.
As I play fantasy soccer, and I would have loved to have him on my team. That's a lot of points right there. So now Charleston working in the middle of the field. Again, Louisville City with a high line. Now up to Martinez, and he misses it. Guzman also misses it. Martinez with the shot attempt.
That's a, what the heck, let me try it, shot, because he was a good 35, 40 yards out and just blasted one and sailed it over the bar, and Louisville gets the goal kick and starts the quick counter.
It's now Quinn. Switching fields over to Burke along the near side now. Up to Dakers. Now up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen had a tight space, was trying to find Fondi, and gives it back to Charleston, but it falls to Guzman, who now sends a cross in looking for McCabe, but Griffith is there to head it out. And now up to Marini.
He is a diminutive player. I mean, when he's on the far side of the field, he looks tiny.
As this ball, now a chance maybe is a deflection, and Fondi was there waiting, but Cooper scoops it up.
Came off the line decisively. Took it easily.
So now Chang leaves it back to Agite along the near side, now up to Portillo, who switches fields. Now to Marini. Down in the middle of the field, Van Schaik. Van Schaik gets it back. And he'll switch fields now to Agite. Along the midway line as Dakers applying some pressure. Now to Chang, and Burke make sure that goes nowhere except out of bounds. Will be a throw into Charleston.
88th minute here. We are in absolute crunch time to find out who will face Rochester in the Eastern Conference Championship match.
As Louisville City wins it off of the throw-in, all the way back to Reynolds and now to Murad. They switch fields. Now to West. West, a long ball looking for Fondy. Fondy again surrounded, but a little bit of space. He's able to control the ball. And he comes all the way back to almost midfield. And now it's over to Reynolds on this near side, and Reynolds gets it up to Burke. To Dakers now. Burke covered well, so Dakers gives it off to Guzman instead. Burke coming back again, gets it back from Dakers. The cross! And nobody is home as it just misses Fondy's head. And the battery having to clear it. Now Griffith. Up to Marini. And Quinn clears that one. Got a throw in about the midfield on the far side. Griffith has been absolutely huge for Charleston tonight as his defending has stopped a number of opportunities. Now both teams battling for possession along the far side before Marini ends up with it. Now over to Martinez. And the shot might have taken a deflection, but it will be a goal kick to Goodwin.
The big news out of Louisville earlier this week, the mayor announcing they're putting together a committee to examine the possibility of building a stadium for this club in the hopes that someday maybe even being able to expand that stadium to an MLS side. They're going to make it an all-sports complex, maybe usable for lacrosse and some other sports. Obviously, the ownership here would like that to have been a formal announcement of a set time and date and place, but it was a significant step forward, and with good reason when you look at the size of the crowd here tonight. 85-17 on hand for this one. Biggest crowd for a USL match in Louisville history.
As that was Reynolds, was trying to find Burke and a little bit too much pace as Burke was unable to control it. And Charleston then gives it back as now West along the far side. As West, he loses it, but Fondy picks it up now. Fondy, a nice leave off for McCabe. McCabe the shot, and Cooper with the diving save. As he's trying to beat him to the far post. Approaching the end of regulation here, and we'll let you know how much stoppage time we have. We've got about 3 minutes.
3-minute stoppage time, and if it's still tied, of course, we go to a 30-minute overtime. It is not a golden goal situation.
Two 15-minute halves.
We're not there yet. There's still time for that one magic moment late here. Charleston's looking for it here as they set their attack.
It could potentially be heartbreak for one side and pure euphoria on the other if somebody were to able to win this one here within the last 3 minutes. It's now Chang on the near side for Charleston as Reynolds stepping up as the ball is looking for Kelly. Now over to West on the far side, up to Quinn. Quinn with the long ball finds Dakers. Dakers, can he control it? A nice bit of footwork and juggling, wins it, but Chang comes back to steal it. Leaves it off to Martinez. Now to Van Schaik. In the middle of the field. It's now Portillo. And he'll send this ball to the far side and forcing Mueller to have to race back. And almost a turnover there. And Louisville City gets it back, but they give it right back. It'll be a throw-in to Charleston now on that far side. A couple yards in front of the midfield line. Now Kelly on the far side, across, but Reynolds picks it up in the box, and Louisville City clearing it. Will stay with Charleston on this end of the field. As the batter would get a throw-in on the far side.
We've got a long way to go. We're not even into overtime yet, but if it gets to penalty kicks, Both these teams have just been okay. Charleston is 4 for 6. Louisville's 3 for 5 penalty kicks on the season. But as we said, not even into overtime yet. So we'll see if that comes into play.
As that throw-in was met by Adam West. And he sends it out of bounds. And the throw-in for Griffith. Sends it into Marini along the far side. Marini takes a bounce, goes off McCabe. Goes off Marini. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for Louisville City now.
An awkward deep corner.
So they take it very quickly and try and clear it. Doesn't go very far. This might be the chances. Martinez now in the box, but too much pace on that last touch. Causes it to be a goal kick for Louisville City. Can't be too much longer left. Here is now Reynolds. Sends a deep ball. Looking for Fondi. Comes back to him.
Uh-oh, gave it away.
As Kelly won it off of
That's
Reynolds.
going to be it. There's the whistle. And we will head to 2 15-minute overtime.
Conclusion of the second half.
A scoreless 90 minutes, despite the fact there were 23 shots taken in the game, 16 by Louisville and 7 for Charleston. Plenty of attacking going on, some nice goalkeeping. As you mentioned, Cooper with some terrific saves, 5 in the game and some really good ones. And Scotty Goodwin was tested a couple of times as well, 3 saves for him.
As we're going to take a very quick break here, about a minute for those of you listening on ESPN 680 and 105.7. And we'll be right back from Louisville Slugger Field here in Louisville, as Louisville City tied with Charleston heading in to extra time.
Scored. Was it their first game like that? I thought, what was Charleston's first overtime, first playoff game? I thought there were 3 goals scored in overtime.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Working overtime tonight. after 90 minutes of action. This one is all tied here in Louisville Slugger Field as Louisville City playing host. And once again to the Charleston Battery, tied 0-0. As alongside Bob Avano, I'm Jim Womble once again. As what an incredible second half that was. As now Louisville City up to 17 shots. As Cooper, the goalie for the Battery, with an incredible 6 saves, and he had to be absolutely perfect.
Charleston is in the exact same situation they were in the Eastern Conference quarterfinal match. That game against their rivals, Richmond, was scoreless through 90 minutes, and actually they would give up an own goal in the 92nd minute to give Richmond a 1-0 lead. They switched ends after the first 15 minutes, and then in the second 15 minutes, Charleston able to put 2 in the back of the net and win it and move on through to this match. So 3 goals in the 30-minute overtime in the quarterfinal game, and they clearly made some maneuvers in the overtime. We'll talk about those if we have a chance, Charleston, as once they got behind, they pushed up to get that equalizer, got it, and then got the game winner.
As we are underway in overtime, and again, Charleston now in the away Reds attacking from right to left, and Louisville City in the home Purples will be going from right to left. So now Griffith along the near side over to Van Schaik. So they're switching fields now to Ajite. And I believe that Marini sending a cross in, takes a deflection off of Martinez, I believe, but Goodwin scoops it up. It'll be a short ball. It's now to West. Back to Murad and up to Guzman. They're now on the far side with Burke. And now Reynolds. Louisville City very patient right now in getting this attack going. It's now West on the near side. And that ball was never in bounds. As Charleston will get the throw in, Griffith set to send this one in. Ball finding Quinn, who gets it up to Fondi now, who leaves it off to Guzman in midfield, who switches fields now to Burke. It's Burke to Dakers. Dakers getting pressured, gets it back to Burke on the far side, and Dakers gets it back now on the end line, and somehow finds Burke on the touchline. Burke taken down, but Charleston send it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in. It's now Louisville City with the ball in midfield.
Plenty of room to Louisville's left side here, and they finally come that way.
It's now West. Up to McCabe. Now back to Quinn. Quinn sends the cross in.
They are solid in the back.
Absolutely. It's Charleston again. Excellent defending. It's now Quinn wins it back, though. Similar position is now West along this near side. There's West over to Quinn. Now back to McCabe. So McCabe gets it to Fondi. Fondi pressured. Doesn't have an inch of daylight.
Ferguson will not let him breathe.
As Quinn sends a cross in, was looking for Dakers. Will be a foul against Dakers there.
But the 6'4" Sean Ferguson is, if he's any closer to Matt Fondi, they're going to have to buy furniture together, because I'll tell you, he has defended him terrifically.
As Ferguson off the restart, as Cooper will not be taking any more goal kicks or long balls tonight, as he can't seem to get it quite right. It's now Ferguson in the middle of the field. They switch fields. That's Chang. And a clearance by Murad. Dakers heads it out, trying to get possession. Is now the Battery get it back, and now Griffith on the near side. Griffith, a couple men on him. Sends a cross in, looking for Martinez, but Murad is the only one in the air to get it. So Louisville City gets it here as West on the near side, tight roping the line up to McCabe.
Nice ball to
Gets
Fondi.
it up to Fondi. Fondi looking for Rasmussen, and Cooper having to come off of his line. As Rasmussen was defended well. Cooper starts it very quickly. So now the Battery on the far side. They'll lose it here as Burke now with the throw-in. Burke again. He sends a long ball looking for Fondy. Again, defended well by Ferguson, and Mueller stepped in there as well. So now Kelly. That ball too far in front of him. Poor touch as West clears it. Now McCabe along the near side. Up to Quinn. In the middle of the field now to Dakers. Dakers putting the move
that's a
on,
foul.
and he's taken down after a nice crossover there.
Dakers using that speed to cause some problems. A dangerous position for the free kick here, right in the center of the field, maybe just a little left of center.
25 yards away.
I guess is Quinn again.
Well, both Quinn and Guzman stepping over as they're eyeing this one, but it looks like it will be Quinn. As Guzman's also been known to take a few of these.
Quinn can bend another one and put himself on Sports Center. This place will go crazy.
As Quinn does indeed look like to be the one to take it, but Guzman also standing close to the ball. Quinn lines it up, takes the shot, and it goes wide onto the near post. It'll be a goal kick for the Battery. Perhaps lightning doesn't quite strike twice. Although McCabe, with a heads-up pressure, wins it from Griffith, and Louisville City will get it right back. So now West on this near side. Up to Quinn. Now up to Dakers. Dakers losing it here. And this deep ball will be found by Reynolds on the opposite side of the field. Now to the far side up to Burke. Ooh, Burke, a nice through ball to Dakers.
Nicely defended.
Dakers losing it there. We'll have a couple substitutions in a moment for Louisville City. So now McCabe in on this near side, working with West. West sends the cross in,
Oh!
the header, and that was the chance. Just wide as that was Rasmussen. Not able to get control of it to keep it under the post.
Boy, West just almost lulled him to sleep. He looked like he was just trying to assess what was going on, and then quickly stepped into it, left-footed cross, and finally put one cleanly on the head of one of his a Louisville City player. It was Rasmussen running hard from the back. Oh, he got a clean head on that and just could not get on top of it. Heads it over the bar. So Louisville will make a couple of changes here.
And the substitutions here coming out. Adam West and now McCabe, their nights are done. They are replaced by Guy Abend and Enrique Montano. And now Montano is the guy that has typically been starting on that back line. And he's normally been the guy on the set pieces, particularly the corners.
Now Louisville will try and get some magic off the bench in overtime. That's what this Charleston team did. They brought a tall, normal defender in there, Forrest Lasso, in because they wanted to put him up front when they fell behind 1-0 in the overtime, use his size to try and get on something in the air, and sure enough, it's exactly what he did. They scored 2 goals in that last 15 minutes of the overtime and won 2-1. So maybe Louisville will get some magic off their bench in extra time.
So now Louisville City with the ball here as Murad gets it up to Montano, his first touch of the night, leaves it off for Quinn, and Griffith is there to intercept it as he was looking to get it to Fondy. Louisville City with the pressure gets it back as Kelly can't quite get on the end of it. And that ball falls all the way back to Goodwin now. And he'll send it over to the far side, over to Reynolds. And he gives it right back. That's Goodwin again. With plenty of space, and he sends a long ball. And Ferguson beats Fondy to the ball in the air. Now to Guzman. Now over to Burke on the far side. As Burke trying to get it to Dakers. That was a very tight window he was trying to fit it through.
But they are defending just very soundly.
Now a bend to Reynolds now. And we'll get it right back to a bend as Louisville City kind of going back and forth, trying to figure out which side they want to attack. So Ben getting it again, and he sent a longer ball looking for Dakers. Dakers losing it.
They want to play on the right side to Dakers and Burke. There's no question about that. This team has scouted them well, and they are not giving them much room to work on that offensive right side.
As Griffith now being pressured by Rasmussen, as Louisville City playing a higher line now. It's now Mueller with a long ball. He's looking for Martinez, and Louisville City wins it in the air. And now the counter is on as Dakers to Guzman. Now over to Montenot on this near side. Montenot working with Rasmussen here. Rasmussen, the cross, and nobody is there. Goes all the way to Agite. Fondy was surrounded. But again, Louisville City will get it back as Charleston right now not doing very well in possession.
I think fatigue is starting to be a factor. There's not quite as much pressure on long balls.
Montenot again. A long ball looking for Fondy. Charleston does well again. As Griffith now clearing it. Of course, Louisville City's had a full 2 weeks off. So all of their guys are certainly rested. Now up to Rasmussen, and Montenot gets it back on this near side, and they lose it again. As Fondy applying pressure onto Cooper, as Griffith being hounded by Rasmussen along this near side, and he causes the turnover as Quinn picks it up. A short pass to Rasmussen. Rasmussen with a bit of magic there. Across to Fondy, no good. Now a bend to Quinn. Back to Rasmussen, and Rasmussen will send the cross, but hits off Portillo. Now over to Chang. It's Marini now on this near side. Gets it back to Griffith. Now to Montenot on the near side, and a long ball again looking for Fondy. Is the kickball between the two teams right now is not a lot of short passing going on. There's now perhaps a chance for Kelly. Kelly all by himself, and that ball is wide as Goodwin coming off of his line, and it'll be a goal kick to Louisville City.
Wow, that was easily the best chance for Charleston of the evening. Scotty Goodwin did a terrific job racing out and just forcing the issue, and forces the shot that goes wide. He is in on goal by himself. Goodwin comes out and just makes him take a shot a little bit quicker than he would have liked, and it goes wide. Louisville dodging a bullet there. That could have been it.
It's now Dakers. Dakers outside the box. Nice move there inside the box.
Whoa.
Shot deflected by Ferguson.
Ferguson been everywhere, because that was a great opportunity. Dakers pulled it back to his right foot, his dominant foot. He was getting ready to drive one, and did drive one, and would have been a dangerous angle. He was just right of center, but Ferguson right there. And now we'll get a corner kick. And this is Montenot now. Maybe Montenot's chance to shine here.
We say, Coach, you should have started. Maybe perhaps we would have gotten one of these corners earlier. And another substitution getting set. Check in for Louisville City as Kareem Dakers, his night is finished, as he's been an absolute workhorse tonight. And he's being replaced by Nate Pollock. As perhaps Dakers a bit fatigued, as he was running all over the field.
He has been the central player in their attack in the second half. He has put in, as you said, some yeoman's work. But now we'll see here on this corner. And I actually, it's not going to be Montenot. I guess they're going to let Quinn continue to take these.
Quinn has had a number of good corner kicks, and now the refs are discussing something. Play will set to resume, and apologize for the clocks not working on the feed right now, as we are in the 104th minute of action here tonight. Quinn still waiting on this far side to take this corner. Looks like he's got Burke short with him as well.
Not sure what's going on. Oh, he's calling a throw-in, not a corner. That's what the debate was. It's not a corner. It's a throw right deep in that sideline.
They take it quickly, and now to Burke. This ball sent into the box. It is met by a Charleston defender. Rasmussen heads it back, trying to get back into play. And now a shot, and Quinn off the crossbar, and that could have been the moment again.
Framed it on a beautiful first time. One touch with the left foot, just punched it, trying to get it to his far left post. That was not going to be touched by Cooper, even as brilliant as he's been.
Wow.
But just a little too high and hits off the crossbar.
That is 21 shots on the night for Louisville City.
Oh my. This is the deflection kind of play we were talking about. Little pinball. Ball gets knocked around a little bit. Actually, I think that was Fondy who made the nice, no, it wasn't Fondy, but I'm not sure who set it up, but a beautiful little touch to him for that first timer.
As now Louisville City with the ball on the attacking third now. As we have entered that 15th minute of the first half of this extra time. Play still going on. It's now Griffith along the near side. Gets it up to Marini. Marini pressured and has to give it all the way back to Griffith. Griffith sends a long ball up, but Murad is there to meet it. Now over to Goodwin. And up to Reynolds. Up to Ben, and there is the whistle for the first period of stoppage time.
These two teams who combined for 100 goals between the two of them in the regular year. Louisville City with 55, tied for the most in the league with Pittsburgh. Charleston with 45. Two high-scoring teams, and neither of them able so far in 105 minutes able to find the back of the net. And as we said, we got 15 minutes to decide it, or we're going to penalty kicks. Both these teams have not been perfect in that regard in the regular year. Louisville just 3 of 5, and Charleston just 4 of 6. But we still got a ways to go before we decide it that way here in this Eastern Conference semifinal.
I think we're going to just go ahead and keep it here, as we're only probably a couple of minutes from resuming, as now both teams getting a couple minutes here to talk amongst each other. But what an exciting game this has been, and even that 15-minute period, as there was a dull period where they're just kind of going back and forth, long balls, losing it, getting it back. But a couple of golden opportunities, and Kelly might have had the opportunity of the night. But credit Goodwin to coming off of his line and not making it easy.
Each team had one really great chance in that overtime. As you said, Kelly rushed and given very little angle to shoot out by a charging Scott Goodwin, and then Aiden Quinn with that left footer that was almost perfect. Just framed it, put it off the crossbar. And so we play on scoreless. 21 shots for Louisville, 8 for Charleston. 29 shots in a scoreless match. And both these goalies have done themselves proud. So we'll see if we can have a goal in this last 15 minutes, or we'll go to penalty kicks. See who faces Rochester in the Eastern Conference Championship.
Somebody's going home really happy tonight, as my goodness, as now they will switch fields, as Louisville City in the home purple will be attacking from left to right. Charleston in the away red once again will be going from right to left.
Well, we've been talking all year about how slippery the baseball infield covered with the carpet is, but we really haven't seen that translate to a goal. Louisville fans would love to see that happen here.
That's for sure.
We've been waiting for it all year. Maybe it'll happen in the overtime for the Louisville fans. Charleston, of course, hoping no such fate befalls them.
As now Pollock with an early chance sends a high cross in. Cooper, the goal is wide open right now as two players went up to Cooper, and I believe that was Rasmussen.
Rasmussen and Cooper just absolutely smashed each other. And Cooper went down, as you said, the goal wide open. I thought there would be a foul on Rasmussen, but there was not.
Now, Guy Bend draws a foul for Louisville City, just outside the semicircle. Now working with Burke on the near side. Now up to Pollock, a chance for Guzman, the shot! Deflection save from Cooper.
Goodness.
And nobody was there in the middle of the box. As Charleston very lucky there.
Well, it was a beautiful save. It was a terrific save, diving to his right, but lucky in the sense that the rebound didn't go to a Louisville player because there's no way he could have been able to get back up and stop it. But certainly Guzman urging the Coopers on behind that goal.
As Quinn takes the cross again. And there's a goal! That could do it as Matt Fondy, 23 goals on the season. And pandemonium here at Louisville Slugger Field as in the 107th minute, Matt Fondy has given Louisville City the lead. Light up the purple smoke and oh my goodness! Woo!
You just keep knocking on the door. You keep knocking on the door. The 10th corner kick of the day for Louisville, and their 22nd shot is finally the one that beats Cooper, and really nothing he could do about that. A perfect corner kick, a brilliant head. But keep in mind, this is a team that was down 1-0 in the overtime in their quarterfinal match. And they came back and scored 2 goals, so this is not over. Again, a beautiful job on the corner, right for the first time all night, where Fondy can get a clean head on it. Quinn has been delivering good ball after good ball, and this is the one that winds up in the back of the net cleanly by the league's leading scorer, Matt Fondy.
Wow, and what a wonderful goal that was to break the stalemate.
Not over yet, though. As we said, this team came back from 1-0 down in overtime in the quarterfinal match against Richmond and scored 2 in the last 15 minutes to win it. So certainly Louisville would be wise not to get complacent against this team. It's a proud team that'll fight back.
There's a bit of back and forth play off of the restart there. And now Charleston with the ball on the far side as Marini set to throw this in. See on our screen, Charleston imploring for a substitution to be allowed to come in.
And this is what they did last match. This is going to be Forrest Lasso, the tall 6'5" defender. He's normally a center back, but they're going to push him up to the front, and they look to try and play to his size. He's terrific in the air, and this is what they did in the overtime against Richmond, and it translated into a couple of goals. So we'll keep an eye on number 3, Lasso.
He replaces Sean Ferguson, who's played an excellent defensive game on Matt Fondy for 99.99% of the match. Now Charleston with the chances. Chang on the far side, a beautiful move to beat Burke.
There it is, looking for him on the high ball, but Louisville gets it out.
Now Portillo losing it. Will go out of bounds, but will stay with Charleston. Excuse me. That ball headed up. A bend is there for Louisville City, and now Martinez for Charleston.
Everybody pushed up.
Through ball to Chang. Chang sends the cross and takes a deflection off Pollock. And that will be a corner kick to Charleston.
Not quite sure how many minutes we are into this, as the scoreboard clock here is off.
As we're in the 110th minute.
Where do you see it? I don't even see it.
Just
up on the scoreboard. I see it. Okay. That's not its normal place. So
it's hidden from us. So that cross and in. Oh, that could have been the moment. Pardon the confusion there as we're looking for the scoreboard, and that was an excellent chance for Charleston, and I believe that very well could have been.
And that's our guy we just talked about, Forrest Lasso. They put him in overtime, and he came close to getting the equalizer again. Here's the corner. And watch Lasso with the left footed, just can't get on top of it.
Inches away from a potential equalizer. There's also during that a substitution for Louisville City as Juan Guzman, his night is done, and he's replaced by Connor Szymanski. As Connor Szymanski perhaps to shore up the defensive line and provide a height-wise at least a matchup against Lasso.
Giveaway in the back. Louisville can't afford that.
As now Marini with the shot from distance, but Goodwin with the sure-handed save. And he looks to start this very quickly along the far side. It's now up to Pollock, to Fondy on the midline.
He gives it away. little careless here in overtime in the 111th minute.
Now, Agite sends a deep ball. Lasso in the vicinity, and that is a giant amongst mere men. And that ball headed down, and now Fondi in midfield. He'll settle and send it back to Murad. And now all the way back to Goodwin, who sends it upfield off of the clearance to Rasmussen, and now over to Pollock. Pollock still with the ball, just outside the box now, waiting for support. Burke gives it to him, and Burke chips it up to Pollock, who's unable to get to it. And the Battery get possession, but give it right back. It's now Reynolds, leaves it off for Goodwin. To the far side, as that's Griffith skying for that ball to win it for Charleston.
The clock seemingly, each second takes about an hour to the Louisville fans and the players who are so close to getting a rematch with Rochester for the Eastern Conference Championship.
It's Griffith.
Oh, nice move by Griffith.
Chang, a nice move on Burke. Oh, that was another chance as it falls to Lasso. And it was over the post as he couldn't stay over the ball. It'll be a goal kick to Louisville City. Oh my goodness. Since he's come on, you got to think, why didn't they bring him on sooner?
This is what he does.
He's a finisher.
He is a guy that has brought them magic in the past when they push him up front. He's a defender by trade, but his size and his ability to finish up front, it worked for them in the quarterfinal game and almost working for him again today.
You might want to consider position changes. He's got a lot of talent playing a forward attacking position. Is that ball off the throw-in to Pollock to Fondi. Pollock back to Fondi on this near side. It's Fondi dancing with it, getting pressure.
This is what you want to do when you're trying to nurse a 1-0 lead. Fortunately, they give up a corner. I don't know, did he cramp? I'm not sure what he's doing. You see Fondi limping a little bit.
Yes, he's trying to run that one off. It's been a long game for particularly Fondi, who hasn't had a rest tonight, and typically the way he plays, he's going up and down all 90 minutes, and tonight might be all 120. As Charleston off the goal kick gives it away, is now Fondi up to Pollock on the far side, near side, excuse me.
And again, trying to milk every second they can.
As Pollock, he's taken down, no whistle there as Charleston with possession now as Chang. His pass looking for Lasso takes a deflection. And we'll stay with Charleston here now as
in the 114th minute. A terrifically entertaining Eastern Conference semifinal.
there's Quinn. Now up to Fondi. Fondi up to Rasmussen. Rasmussen, pinball action there, can't control it. As Cooper starting it very quickly for Charleston.
Time is of the essence.
As Marini, a long cross there. There's Lasso, the header into the middle of the box, but Chinaski clears it.
Yeah, but Lasso is just everywhere in Louisville. As we said, they're not home free yet. This team has showed the propensity to come back. And since Lasso's come in, he has been dangerous. This is the third time he's been right in the middle of a very dangerous opportunity for Charleston.
He's definitely making Louisville City work to try and preserve this 1-0 lead. As the ref having some words with Lasso and Chinaski. Off of the corner, it's sent in. Rasmussen, the near post, clears it, but only as far as Chang. Back
Dangerous.
to Portillo, the cross, and Reynolds with the clearance. And it'll be a corner again to Charleston.
Not sure what we're looking at for
There's a kick.
additional time here.
A cross sent in, and that one going just wide. And it will be a goal kick now to Louisville City as a couple of tense moments for the Louisville City defense.
Fans, tonight's man of the match voted by you is number
116th minute, so ostensibly 4 minutes to play here. And then we'll see, that's why I said I'm not sure what we get in terms of stoppage time. So Louisville, this is kind of the recipe they had in the regular season. They'd get a lead as teams pressed up to try and get the equalizer. They were terrific in the counter and playing the long ball up when they had some more space. And Fondy and Dakers and Burke. But right here, obviously their first order of business is defensively not allowing anything. But boy, if they could get a counter, that would be the best exclamation point.
There's Pollock along the near side now. He's racing into the middle. He's not getting pressured. Pollock has option. Leaves it off for Rasmussen. The shot, the save, and Fondy sends it in the back of the net, and that gives Louisville City the 2-0 lead. And that might do it here tonight as Matt Fondy, the hero, as he was just voted the man of the match.
I think he's cramping. Do they have a substitution left, or are they at their limit? Because they could probably use to get him out right now. The 2-0 lead. He probably needs a little rest. He has certainly worked well. He's the hero. This was the byproduct of a great effort by a lot of guys. Pollock carries the ball to the middle of the field, makes a simple, nice pass opposite side. The first shot there by Rasmussen is saved, and there is Fondy for the rebound, beating number 4 Mueller to the loose ball and putting it in the back of the net. That's what he does so well.
As also Louisville City is out of substitution, so Matt Fondy is going to have to stay on. And we get another look at that. And Matt Fondy has been an absolute hero tonight for Louisville City with the brace.
2 goals, appropriate if they do make it through to the Eastern Conference Championship match, that the goals would be scored by the league's leading scorer, Matt Fondy, 22 in the regular year, 2 more tonight.
It's now Charleston with an opportunity, but they lose it here. It's now Guy Bend. He's racing along the near side. And of course, the clock is Louisville City's best friend as we're in the 118th minute here. And Fondy working with a bend. A bend, the cross. Pollock heads it back. Nobody's home. It's now Chang with Charleston wins it. And Burke a little too aggressive there, draws the foul. Cross sent in, a couple of players hitting the ground. Play still resuming. Portillo takes the shot and it goes over the net. It looks like Guy Bend, Sean Reynolds, a couple of Louisville City players down on the ground right now.
No, I mean, I think right now it's almost just
Combination of cramping and fatigue is. This has been a truly exciting second period, if you will. This Goodwin now will get sent to send this one downfield.
Get the feeling that second one was the backbreaker, right?
Absolutely.
Charleston has nothing to be ashamed of in terms of their effort. Not over yet. They won't quit, as we said. That's what they showed in the first playoff game, the quarterfinal game. This may be a little bit too tall a task here.
It's now Griffith on the far side for Charleston. And he'll send this one a high ball. And Van Schaak controls it, settling. But Guy Ben wins it. Now up to Quinn. Over to Rasmussen now on the far side, and Fondy trying to get a give and go. It's now Chang along this near side. Pollock applying some pressure, and Chang will switch fields to Martinez off of Van Schaak. Van Schaak now in the box to Marina. Marina sends a high crossing ball in and was looking for Chang, but it was far too high. And it'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. Fondy was definitely limping after that goal kick.
Fondy scored and then came up at the end of this, celebrating and limping at the same time. You can see right here, not wanting to put much weight on that right foot. It looked to me like it was a cramping situation. I'm not sure, but a physical game, and I'm sure he's going to show some black and blue marks tomorrow. Just 1 minute of extra time here.
I'm sure he's going to love the ice bath after the game.
1 minute as they're in stoppage time right now, and the crowd's starting to celebrate. It looks like it will be Louisville City, the number 2 seed in the East, against the number 1 seed, the Rochester Rhinos, in Rochester for the Eastern Conference Championship.
There's Goodwin sending it upfield. This thing all but a formality. Up to Rasmussen.
They're trying to get Fondy a hat trick here.
Rasmussen with the fancy footwork, losing it there. It's now Martinez in the middle of the field for Charleston. Now up to Chang on the near side. Chang, a nice move. A nice pass and cross into the box. Now Marina on the other side. And Montanel. And a whistle and a foul going against him there as Charleston will get perhaps one last attempt.
That's it.
And that will do it as Louisville City, in its first season, it only took 25 shots, but they managed to get the 2-0 lead over the Charleston Battery, and now a couple fans rushing the field as pure excitement out of the Louisville City fans tonight. And Bob, this was a fun one.
This was a terrific match. 38 shots in this game. 25 for Louisville, 13 for Charleston. They played scoreless soccer through 105 minutes, and in the last 15, Louisville and guess who? Matt Fondy find the back of the net twice. They earned this one. This Charleston team gave them all they wanted. Actually, a terrific game in goal by both keepers, but especially the Charleston keeper, Odisnell Cooper, who was pretty much outstanding with the exception of a couple of moments of mishaps with goal kicks. He was terrific in goal, and Scotty Goodwin had a solid game as well, and Louisville earns their way through to the Eastern Conference Championship match against Rochester.
We'd like to thank all of those listening on ESPN 680, 105.7, and all of those listening on the YouTube channel. On behalf of our production team, Turbo Sports Group, and all of those at Louisville City FC, for Bob Valvado, I'm Jim Womble. Once again, the final score from Louisville Slugger Field is Louisville City FC 2, the Charleston Battery nothing. So long from Louisville.
In a final latest exclusive